was first reported in a home around 7:30 tonight. The flames then spread there to two other homes. Only one is still standing. We have KSBY News reporter Kelsey McFarland standing by live with the very latest on scene. Kelsey, what have you found out?
Well, Karina, take a look behind me. You see there's still a couple of engines here on scene. Crews are now mopping up, and there's a fire investigator on scene. Here's a look at that first house that burned down. It's somewhat of a trailer type of house. You can see some still smoldering areas here and some steel areas. Firefighters inside there making sure there are no more hot spots. And we're taking you down the hill here. The house right next to it also sparked up. You can see there's fences and some landscaping here. There were a couple of trees nearby that they were worried about sparking up, but no natural vegetation was a worry here. Here's a look at the second house that has burned down, and right next to it was a house that has been damaged. Joining me is Public Information Officer Chris Elms with CAL FIRE. And Chris, tell me what your crews are doing here and what happened when you first got here.
Right now, about 7:30 tonight, we were called out for the structure fire here in the 4200 block of Allen Road. The structure, as you talked about up here on the hill behind us, was fully involved. Extended into this structure right behind us here, and was starting into the third structure there. The engine companies were able to stop the fire on the third structure here. Unfortunately, the first and second were complete losses.
What can you tell us about who was home at the time and any injuries that might have happened?
To my knowledge, none of the residents were home here. This is kind of a vacation area. The only resident that is fully occupied, or excuse me, occupied full-time is the resident where the fire started. However, nobody was home at the time of the fire.
And that's because this area is somewhat of a vacation spot for residents, right?
Yeah, what I'm told is this area is kind of a vacation spot. About 80 residents here. Only about half dozen to a dozen are full-time residents here.
Okay, and just about last week there was another fire that sparked up. You mentioned maybe a block or so away. Is that a coincidence, or how odd is that?
Both fires are going to be under investigation, but it is concerning to have two fires so close. They're about 100 yards apart from the back of these structures to the other ones, so about 100 yards.
And that home last week also burned to the ground, correct?
Yeah, it was pretty much a complete loss also.
Okay. Any special challenges when we're fighting this fire? I mean, this is a remote area, right?
Yeah, the remoteness of the area, that's a challenge. The compactness of these houses, they were very close together, hence the reason they spread so easily from one house to the next. Definitely made a challenge for firefighters. Okay,
and just to confirm here, we heard that there were a couple of cats and one dog that passed away, right?
Unfortunately, according to the homeowner for the house where the fire started, there were several pets home. We haven't been able to confirm what types or what kinds, but we're hearing cats and dogs also.
Okay. There you have it, guys. Two homes burned down, one damaged but possibly salvageable, and a couple of pets have now deceased, but thankfully the residents inside were able to get out okay. For now, live near Lake Nacimiento, Kelsey McFarland, KSBY News.
All right, Kelsey, thank you for the latest there.